Well, this week being back at school, I've thought a lot about my first time that I went away to college when I went to Otterbein for a music degree. And even before that, I was thinking of all the preparatory work that I did, all the lessons and the choirs, different ways to work on my musical gifts and to audition for the program. And once I was in the program that first year, I remember how much time it took, how much effort it took as well to practice my instrument. It was challenging at times. It wasn't always an easy task at hand being a student and feeling like you're still learning and still growing, and even maybe feeling like you're taking two steps forward, one step back. But I stayed committed in that. I made sure to be committed and going to the practice room and getting that time in, even when it was frustrating. And I also put that trust of my technique and just my work in it into my teacher, really listening to her guidance and direction, even when maybe it all didn't make sense. In anything as a student, we are called to do such things. We are called to put in the time, and that it requires us to really discern what it means to grow and learn and make those decisions in the life that we live. And this week in the Gospel of Luke, we're going to hear about the cost of discipleship. We are all disciples, meaning students of Jesus. We are all on this journey of learning together. And in this gospel text, Jesus is pretty kind of in your face with the text by saying, whoever does not hate father or mother, sister or brother, whoever does not deny themselves, take up their cross and follow me, cannot be my disciple. Jesus says there is a decision to be made that when we come to be students of Jesus Christ, it is an act of surrender. It is surrendering, our agenda of what we think is best and turning toward Christ, seeing Christ at the center of our own lives, but also in the lives of our community and the church in the world and all throughout all of creation. And so taking up our cross can seem like a burden at times. And maybe there are times in our life where we will have those moments where we'll have to make really hard decisions or we will have to speak up. But the cost of discipleship actually is gain because it's through us, the Spirit moving and living through us. It is living in the reality of Jesus who died and rose and gives us grace freely in this gift of faith that we can be equipped to go out into the world. Even though it may seem there's so many things around us that need attention and are in need of hearing the gospel and the good news, needs of acts of service, we can take up our own cross and follow Jesus. And that means that we live with new eyes to see and ears to hear the people around us, to see the needs at hand in our own individual lives, in our community, and even globally as well. The journey of discipleship is not one where we automatically just have all the answers the moment we decide to take up our cross, but it is a daily, active, living faith. It is one in which we recognize that we are students of Jesus, continuing to be formed and changed, and that taking up our cross, that kind of imagery, will change. It will change in what circumstances come to be in our awareness. So this week we will hear that actually the cost of the discipleship may seem like a burden, but it is a gift. It is a gift because in it, the Christ comes to be revealed. The love of God in all creation is revealed through the community of believers. And thanks be to God for that. We'll see you Sunday.